By default, when you log in with Kind, you'll be sent to the Kind hosted page where you can log in and do all of your stuff. You're able to customize these pages to a certain extent, but if you want to create your own login page to make it more custom to your website, you can actually do that using Kind. So I'm going to show you how to do that using Next.js. So if I hit my login right here, this is what my custom sign-in looks like. It's actually quite simple to get it going. So let's actually have a look at the code. So this here is my login page, which is this one here. And you can see it has a card, has the card header login. The team is waiting for you. I have an email login bit. And then underneath it, I'm listing out a whole bunch of connections, which are these ones down here. So in order to make this work with Kind, there's one main concept that you need to wrap your head around, which is the connection ID. When you sign in using Kind, there are different types of connections here. So you can connect with email, connect with Google, Discord, Facebook, or whatever. So if you know that beforehand, you can skip that initial page. So that's basically what we're doing here. So if I have a look at my connections part, so we're looking at Google, Facebook, and Discord, it's really me looping over all of my connections. So I'm getting the connections from Kind, and I can do that with get connections from, so I can do that with get connections, which is basically me just using our Kinde Management API JS to get our applications, and then part of that is get application connections, and I'm just passing through the application ID. So what does that all mean? So when I go to my business and I check out my applications, my backend app, my application ID is actually up here in the URL. So I've copied that, pasted that into my code, and now I can actually go to this application and see what connections it has. So I'm going to authentication. I can see it has Discord, Facebook, and Google, and that's what's coming back inside this connections variable here. So if I console log this, you'll actually be able to see. So let me hit that login page, refresh, and if I look inside my logs, there they are. So here are all of my connections. I have Google, passwordless, Facebook, and Discord. And what you want to look out for is the strategy. So if it has email in it, I'm not looking at it. I just want to see the OAuth 2 ones, because those are my social connections. So if I go back to the login page, so I'm looping through all of those connections and I'm filtering them out. I just want the ones that contain OAuth 2 because I know those are my social connections. I'm going to map through them, and for each one I'm going to include a login link. So when we're looking at these login links, I want to draw your attention to the auth URL params. So with our auth URL params, I have the connection ID, and that is the same as the connection ID given to us in our connection, so over here. Now when I click that link, that login link, what it's telling Kind is, hey, we're going to use this connection. So we're going to use Google, for instance. So that means we're able to skip that first page and go straight into logging into our app. Let's click on it. If I click Google, so it's telling Kind, hey, we're going through Google, but we still get to this page, which is fine. We just have to click the organization we want to go into, and then that's going to log me into my app as usual. Great, so I'm going to log out and visit the login page again. You can do the exact same thing with the email portion at the top here. So with this email portion, I have separated it out into its own component. So I've called it email login, and I've passed through the email connection ID. So the email connection ID, I've defined it at the top here, is connections. Find the one that says email OTP, this one here, and then I'm going to pass through that ID. So we're passing through the email connection ID, have the input, and actually this button here is actually a login link, but it has two auth URL params. So not only does it contain the email connection ID, it also contains the login hint, which is the email. And if I have a look, email is held in state, and it's actually whatever I type into this email input. So now there's actually two bits of information that are getting sent through to Kind this way. So we're saying to Kind, hey, we're logging in via email OTP. That's why we're given the connection ID. And the login hint is saying oh, we're doing email OTP, and our email is actually this. So that should actually pre-populate the email for us. So I'll show you. Pre-populate at email.com. Click sign in, and that'll take us to Kind, and it's actually sent the email already straight to Kind. And then we just have to fill in the code, etc. to finish off the login. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. The main ideas with doing a custom login is going to be your connection ID, and when using email OTP is using the login hint. So one more time, in order to get all of your connections, I would suggest using the Kinde Management API via our JavaScript SDK, and then from there you just call init, and then you can grab your connections by passing through your application ID. After you get all of your connections, you can do whatever you want with them. So for me, I looped through all of my socials to show them at the bottom. Let me show you. So yes, I looped through all of the social ones to show them at the bottom. And you also have the email one, so you can handle the email connection too. So yeah, good luck guys.